I recently played Red Dead Redemption 1, and despite the jank I've seen in the cutscenes, I've noticed that John really done some bad decisions throughout the story. From being rude or straight up stupid decisions, in this video, I'll be covering some of John's worst decisions. Let's get into the video. Keep in mind, there will be major spoilers for Red Dead Redemption 1's storyline. Be aware. Walking into Fort Mercer alone. Right at the very start of Red Dead Redemption, we see John make one of his strangest moves. He walks straight into Fort Mercer, alone, thinking he's gonna talk Bill Williamson into coming quietly. Like, really, John? You know Bill's got a whole gang backing him, and you still thought you could stroll in there and make it work? Well, obviously, Bill laughs in his face and mocks him, but then John takes it a step further. In this weird mix of arrogance and desperation, he actually pulls his gun on Bill. Yeah, him on his own against an entire fortress of outlaws. What do you expect? It's almost a miracle he didn't get gunned down right there on the spot. Instead, Bill lets him off by just shooting him with a one bullet. It's like a warning shot. Honestly, John was lucky to even walk out of Fort Mercer alive.
You're fucking gay! As in homosexual!
Helping questionable people for selfish gain. I get it. John's desperate. He'll take any help he can get to save his family. But not to this extent. One of the strangest choices he makes is teaming up with Seth. Yeah, the guy digging up graves in the desert, talking to corpses and searching for some treasure that might not even exist. John actually goes along with this madness, helping him rob graves and mess with the dead, all just to secure his help later. John got tied up with Nigel West Dickens before knowing Seth. If you don't know who West Dickens is, he's a full-on snake oil salesman. The man runs around scamming innocent townfolk with fake miracle tonics and rigged shows. And what does John do? He backs him up. If you ask why, because Dickens actually promises John that he will help him to storm Fort Mercer and take down Bill Williamson. Now sure, John's got his family on the line and he's under insane pressure from the government, but these alliances, they really throw his morals into question. Rude and arrogant attitude towards allies. Despite being in a position where he needs people's help, he constantly talks down to them, throws threats around, and acts aggressively. And what makes it weirder is that he's doing this to the people he can't afford to lose as allies, in his own point of view. Let's talk about West Dickens, because John was painfully rude towards him. Yeah, Dickens is a con man, a scam artist, and someone who manipulates innocent people. But instead of playing along smoothly, John spends half of his time mocking him and making it very clear that he doesn't respect him. Yet again, he needs Dickens to pull off the Fort Mercer attack. And let's not forget Irish, probably the least reliable ally in the entire game. The man is a drunk, a coward, and a liar. But instead of trying to handle him with a bit of patience, John's constantly threatening him. John's family survival and his own survival depends on them. You'd expect him to play it smart, maybe charm them a little, keep things smooth so he can get what he needs. Instead, he's rude, aggressive, and borderline hostile.
You're around me! God damn it! You fucking bitch! Motherfucker!
Dirty Dabbler, you need to make your mind up. You want to go on the grass or you want to go on the road? What you doing here?
Who the fuck is driving the black car with the fucking red wheel?
The Mexico situation. I'll be honest with you, I really don't get John's stance in Mexico. His behavior down there is all over the place. On one hand, you've got him riding with Colonel Allende and the Mexican army, helping them crush the rebels who are literally trying to take their country back. And these aren't just clean jobs either. John personally guns down rebels, burns their homes, and even takes part in missions where women are captured and secured for Allende's so-called entertainment. That's some dark stuff for a man who claims he just wants to go home to his family. But then, out of nowhere, John flips sides. He starts helping Abraham Reyes and the rebels The very people he was just slaughtering a few missions ago. He's out there leading attacks, rescuing prisoners, and fueling the rebellion. Short disclaimer, he actually helped Colonel Allende and helped the rebels, and then Colonel Allende turned his back on him, not the other way around. He just helped them both to get what he wants. The truth is, John doesn't care who wins. He's in it for one thing. Information on Bill Williamson and Javier Escuela. He'll work with whoever gets him closer, and this cutscene sums up his stance perfectly. Not leaving after Dutch's death. Right after Dutch's death, Edgar Ross finally makes good on his promise. He returns John's family to Beecher's Hope. The obvious move is to grab Abigail and Jack and run far away from Beecher's Hope. Disappear, lay low somewhere far from the government's eyes. Because Ross has made it clear from day one, his ultimate goal is to wipe out every last outlaw. And whether John likes it or not, he's part of that life. But instead of playing it smart, he welcomes his family back like nothing happened, trusts Ross to keep his word, and settles down at Beecher's Hope. No caution, no paranoia, not even the smallest attempt to put distance between himself and the government. John doesn't even try to lie low somewhere safer, like Bonnie McFarlane's ranch, where he had friends and cover, or even out in the wilderness where no one would come looking for him. He plants himself right where Ross expects him to be. And of course, the trust is exactly what kills him. By the time Ross comes back with an army of soldiers, John is boxed in, surrounded, and has no way out. It's almost heartbreaking because John was so focused on proving he can live a normal life, dooming Jack's future. John's death doesn't just end his story, it sets Jack's story in motion. Years later, Jack tracks down Ross, and in that moment, Jack does the very thing his father tried so desperately to prevent. He seeks revenge. He actually killed Ross, the man who killed John. When you look deeper, it's heartbreaking because by doing this, Jack becomes exactly what John and Abigail wanted him not to be, an outlaw. John sacrificed everything, even his own life, so that Jack could grow up different. That's why he built Beecher's Hope, why he took the rancher's life seriously. He wanted Jack to escape the cycle. But John's own mistake of trusting the government chained Jack to the same fate. What do you think? Do you agree or not? Let me know in the comments. And thank you guys, and goodbye.